Hello everyone. Today we will go through assignment number 6, and after that I will briefly talk about the midterm exam. So this assignment was related to basic counting. It's just a warm-up in order to get ready for the future examples. As you know, for this week you faced combination and permutation examples, which are also easy. And on Friday, we will talk about advanced techniques in counting. So let's go through assignment number 6 and go through the details. Among students in a CNG 223 class, 55 students are right-handed. So the number of right-handed students is 55. Okay. And 6 students are left-handed. So we have 6 students left-handed. And 1 person can write with both hands. So both right-handed and left-handed. It means that R intersection L, this is 1. So what's the question? How many students in this class are right-handed or left-handed? So you see, whenever we talk about and, we are talking about intersection. At the same time it's happening. But when we talk about or, it means that we are talking about union. So you know about this rule. How can you write union in terms of marginals and intersection? So you can write it as R plus L minus R intersection L. So this is how to provide the complete solution. It means that you should write the formula, you can assign value to each of them, and finally write the final answer. So what's the final answer? R union L. R we have 55, L we have 6, and you subtract it with 1 intersection, and the final answer is 60 number of students are right-handed or left-handed. Pretty easy example related to how we can use this rule that we talked about in our lecture. We also use the same for probability in our statistics course. All right, the second question. How many 5-element DNA sequences can we have with these conditions? So one by one we should deal with them. For DNA, we have 4 possibilities as nucleotides. In bioinformatics class, we talk about it in details. But in order to deal with probabilities in bioinformatics, as we talk about the statistical significance there, we should know about some basics. Like, for example, in DNA, we are dealing with 4 different nucleotides. In computer science, we just call them letters, like A, C, G, and T. So there are only 4 possibilities for each nucleotide in our DNA sequence. So we have 4 possibilities for 4 different positions, or no, here we have 5 elements. So we have 5 positions. Now, how many of 5-element DNA sequences we can have which end with A? It means that only one of them. So this one is fixed. There is no other choices. So what are the possibilities I have? I said for each position we have 4 possibilities. So 4, it could be A, C, G, or T. Here the same, here the same, and here the same. So what's the final answer? You just multiply these ones together, and this one is actually 1 because we have only 1 fixed letter here. So what we have, this is 4 power 4. Okay, next one. For part B, starting with T and end with G. It means that only one possibility for the first position and only one possibility for the last one. Doesn't matter. The name of it is T, R, or whatever. We are fixing it. So here, these are the ones that we can take different letters. 4 options here, again 4 options here, again 4 options here. So 4 power 3 is the final answer for this one. So why can we do that, by the way? When I say at the same time it should happen, you just multiply them together because they are independent. It means that, for example, for this one, if I choose A, it doesn't affect my next possibility for other letters, right? I can choose any of them again. That's the reason it's happening. Otherwise, whenever we are talking about two sets like A, B, and we are talking about their intersection, these are the questions that actually we are answering here. Because first position and second position and third position and so on, right? So this is a question related to intersection. So not always we can have multiplication between them like this. It's happening because they are independent, okay? Just think about it, because in the future, if we deal with more complex problems, then we will talk about it in details. That's why it's happening and how we can overcome and find the final answer. Okay, part C contain A and T only. It means that it cannot take, for example, G, it cannot take C. For each of these positions, so we have 5 elements. So we have now 2 options for each of them now. For all of the positions, I have only 2 options. I cannot take, for example, C, I cannot take G. So it should contain only 2 options, and multiply them together, you will have 2 power 5 at the end. Okay, last one, do not contain C. It means that forget about C. What are the possibilities now? Now, again, for each of this position, I have 3 possibilities, so the answer for this one would be 3 power 5. So these are some basic questions that we can ask about counting, but in the final exam, for sure, we will have more complex ones. That's why first we should know about advanced techniques in counting, which we talk about on Friday. And permutation and combination, we will talk about them in details. I already gave you 4 questions, if I'm not mistaken, about combination and permutation. So we will talk about them in details as well. And about your midterm exam, you are starting to get personal feedback from me. I'm going through your papers now. And please wait until December 21st if you have any comments about your personal feedback, because I want to finish grading for all of the courses before that date, so that everyone can see at least their graded paper before that date. Then we will have time. If there is a mistake there, if you have any comments, you want to learn about some part, we can talk about it. I'm sure most of you did well. It was an easy exam, but unfortunately, I also received some disappointing questions during the exam, like, for example, what's the transpose of a vector? Or I noticed that not all of you watch the videos that we are posting. If you don't attend the classes, the videos are recorded for you, and please watch them from the beginning to the end of all the videos. As I mentioned many times before each week and in many announcements, that if you receive 100 from your weekly assignment, it doesn't mean that you wrote everything correctly. The solution key, which is provided by the TA, is from one of the files of your submissions, and it has some errors sometimes. And that's why you should watch all the videos carefully. And in the videos, I all the time explain what I expect from you as a complete solution, and please watch all the videos. There are not so many of them. It's easy to cover during the week, so please don't neglect that, so that you will have easy experience in your final exam as well. Okay guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, on Friday we will talk about advanced techniques in counting.